Hello everybody. When I made my first how to avoid spiders tutorial, this was the most successful video I ever made. I had more than 2000 views in less than 2 weeks. So I thought this is really a subject of interest, and I decided to make a second one. By the way, I bought myself a new microphone, and I hope the quality is better than with the old one. Let me know what you think in case it's not so. So I prepared a couple of very common situations where we have these spiders, and here, for example, we have one with 6 legs. Let me subdivide it, and you see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And before I continue, it's really not necessary in every case to get rid of these spiders. I show you quickly. I add these 2 edges as well, then press the B key in the square shape and click in the viewport and bring this out maybe 5 millimeters. And you see, this is a situation where I would not change anything, especially if we go up with the subdivision level to, for example, 4, then this edge is absolutely perfect for me. But if you want to change it, then we can also do it. What we have to do is what I did with the square option from the bevel. I have now 6 of these squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 around this single vertex. What we can do is we can use the C key and cut an edge through here and to here. So we have 2 diagonals, and then we can remove, as we did in the first video, the edges which are not necessary anymore. But in this case, you see already, this is a bit a problem, and it looks definitely worse than it did when we started, when we did not reduce the number of legs. Anyway, we can mitigate this or fix this by adding another set of supporting edges, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And now if we subdivide it, you see we have a really nice looking edge here, and we don't have any spiders left. So this is the first case. And as I mentioned already, it is not always necessary to get rid of these spiders. I would leave the one here, but if you want to, then this is the way to do it. Let's go to another example I have prepared. Press the A key. Let's assume this is the middle part of a hinge. And if I would Shift X this polygon here, then you see we have exactly the same situation as we had on the first example, and we could fix it exactly the same way as we did on the first example. But there are other ways of doing it. Let me undo this. And the other way is if we get some offset. So I add an edge in here. We can make this very close, and it would be almost like in the first example, but I'll make it a bit bigger, something like this. And now instead of having, if I select this polygon, Shift X and bring it up, instead of having one spider with 6 legs, we have 2 with 5 legs. And if you have watched my first How to Avoid Spiders video, then you know how to deal with 5-legged spiders. So I can delete this, and I don't want to show how to do it, because if you want to know how to deal with the 5-legged spiders, then please go and have a look at my first video on this subject. But let's go to the next example, and this is something we see quite frequently when we do models. For example, this could be a ventilation opening of a locker or some electrical equipment, or for a car whatsoever. And this is another situation which we find quite frequently. If I tap this, then you see we have here a spider again with 6 legs, and there is another one with 5 legs here. So this is easy. You should know how to do it. This one needs a little bit more work, and we cannot fix it the same way as we did in the first example. What we must do is what I explained on the example 2. Instead of having 1 with 6, I make 2 with 5, and then we can just fix these the traditional way. So I delete this diagonal edge here and put in with the C key an edge here to here, and another one, Shift click to here, and more or less in the middle. Okay, now I put in the supporting edges, so we have 5 squares around each of these vertices here, and Alt-C with a count of 2 and symmetry. Depending on how far we put this out, we will make sharp or not so sharp edges. I put it about to here. Select this one. Now with adding single edges, I put the rest in. So edge add loop is on a shortcut on my system. So I put the one in here, one to here, another one to here, one to here, another one to here, and that's it. By the way, I always use these same steps. First, I put in the supporting edges. Second, I put in the diagonal cuts, and it always find these L-shaped polygons here. So I make a diagonal cut into here and another one to here. And in the third step, I remove all the edges I don't need, so up arrow key. Let's see that we don't use too many. Backspace delete. Delete these ones. Backspace delete. And these ones. And these ones. And in the last step, I go and check what I have messed up. So let's subdivide this, and you see first I want to also fix this one. So I take these two edges, W key, bring them out to here, put an additional one in here, put the diagonal edge in and delete the ones which we don't need. Now you see we have moved the spider to an area which it doesn't hurt, but what's not really good looking is this part here. So let's fix this. First I select all these vertices, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and go to Vertex, Align with the uniform, clicked, press OK, and do the same here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Align, uniform. Now we can tidy up the side here, T key, and move this one to here and this one maybe to here, and let's check, and it does still not look good. So this means we need to add additional edges, or at least one, maybe to here. Let's see again, and now this looks much better. Now another comment, you see here, if I delete this edge here, then we could fix it also by adding an edge up here, and then we would have 3 edges sharing one vertex, and this is as bad as 5 or 6. So let's see, you see here it does not look good. So let's undo this, backspace delete, and put the edge to where it was before. If you want to really see how it looks, where you need to put this, then you can add reflection, and this gives you a nice picture of the surface, whether it is distorted or not. Okay, back to OpenGL, and I have used this align vertex already, and this has also some very good function. For example, if we want to clone this here, I will show you. So I select this vertex, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 here. So vertex align, and we need, if we want to clone it, also 6 here, but we have only 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need 2 more vertices in here. I could just put in 2 edges here, but this does not work with every model, so I do it the way I already showed in my first spider video. I use the C key and put an edge in here and to here, and do the same here to here, and connect these together. Now we also have 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we can use the align function again, and now we have these vertices, and the ones which I aligned first, they are at exactly the same position. So we can go to duplicate, clone, two clones is good, click in here, and I know how big these are. They are 750 millimeters, and then we can drop the tool and duplicate, mirror over X, apply. Then we can go to vertex, merge, automatic, 91 have merged, and you see here now we are finished, and they have beautifully merged without any problems, and this is why I like this vertex align function so much. So that's it for the second part of my spider series. Thanks for watching, take care and have fun modeling with Modo. See you some other time. Bye bye.